was talking about being the breadbasket. If we really want to go there, that's the approach that we will need to take. And I wanted to share some quick examples. I really like the examples that she was giving in terms of some really localized, on the ground action and impact. I must say, one of the things that I didn't quite hear in this summit is the role of women, particularly when it comes to soil health. And it's not like many of us who have really started awakening to this reality very recently. This is a lived reality that women have been a part of addressing for a long time. And we are lucky to have been a part of working with a number of partners, who were really focused on, driving change on the ground, centered on, supporting the role of women, particularly small, farmers, in really building capacity to embrace some of the key approaches that we really believe are going to address some of the concerns that you were picking up. With respect to the potential for biomass-based fertilizers to really address the challenge that we face with the soil health crisis on the continent. So we've been part of multi-stakeholder, groups that have really, focused on the role of women, supporting them to reach, the potential that we believe is there in addressing, getting their fingers dirty and really showing that you can make a huge difference. We have a program at AUD and EPAD that really focuses on that. It's called, we call it GCAP. It's a long title that I don't want to go into, but I've got my colleagues that are really in the weeds of that. It really focuses on that, empowering women to be climate resilient, particularly around, the use of some of these techniques to enrich their soils. But we also want to look beyond that, because from the potential that we saw, these are things that can be done to a scale that can even go to a commercial scale. The production of compost and enriching soils. We have worked in Cameroon, in Ethiopia, Malawi, Niger, and Rwanda. That's still ongoing, and we believe we can really build on that. Work with the private sector. We've really been energized, when we looked at the composition of this summit, the footprint of the private sector, and the willingness to embrace the reality that it is in their interest to address the soil health issue. Because when farmers start getting the returns that they really deserve from investing in soil health, it can only, lead them to take up, technology that enhances yield. And we see that these are shared benefits that the private sector would really embrace. So we see huge potential for convergence of interest, across, the landscape on stakeholders. So we're really enthused about that, and we want to really be at the center of encouraging that culture. We look at this summit as the beginning of that kind of coming together, which we really believe needs to be a part of how we move forward in addressing this challenge that we cannot afford to ignore any longer.